Welcome Strategy Battle Gamers to another GBHL YouTube channel video. You're here with your host, GBHL James.
And GBHL Jamie, and it's another Speak Friend and Question FAQ.
This is a video where instead of you guys having to trawl through the hours and hours and hours and weeks of Speak Friend and questions that we've made, this is an opportunity for you to get a little snippet of those questions that get asked quite a lot, because we've always got new subscribers on the channel, haven't we? We do recommend you watch those videos anyway, but what is this week's frequently asked question?
Will we ever do a War of the Ring bat rep?
Wow, now this was a question that was asked quite a lot early on.
Yeah.
In our life together.
In the channel's life.
I'm thinking it's probably a question that was asked a lot earlier on, because it's a system that a lot of old players who were probably the first people to subscribe
knew of,
whereas new people coming into the game are only aware of strategy battle game.
Yeah. Probably not, to be honest.
Maybe we should explain what War of the Ring is to those people who...
War of the Ring is a mass... I forgot what it is. It had a proper name to it. But it's mass battles in Middle Earth. Mm-hmm. You know, you use a lot of troops and you play out huge battles. So like a proper Pelennor Fields style game. Yeah,
I think the marketing behind it was that you could recreate the huge battles rather than playing the skirmish game, because SBG is very much more sort of hero orientated and character orientated.
As soon as you start going above like 1,000 points, it doesn't really scale that well. Like, it takes a lot longer to do anything.
Yeah, and there's a lot to think about. A lot to think about. So it gave players an opportunity, and it gave Games Workshop an opportunity to make a lot more money, or try and make a lot more money,
and also skeptically test the waters out for Fantasy the Next Edition.
And that's what a lot of people said, that it was a trial run for Fantasy.
So it was nicknamed Fantasy 7.5. Before they went into 8th, they brought out War of the Ring.
Yep.
Because we went from 7th to 8th, they stopped off at War of the Ring. Does it work? No, this stuff doesn't. Right, okay, let's alter it for 8th edition. So
that's what War of the Ring was, and it did have a few players, but it didn't take off the same way that SBG did it?
No.
And is that because you think it required a huge amount more investment?
A much bigger investment that people didn't really want to make. It was painfully obvious to everyone that it was a money-making scheme rather than we're doing this for the betterment of the game.
Yeah.
Because like in Strategy Battle game you might need 24 orcs. In War of the Ring you needed 50, 57 or something. I don't know, something silly.
Yeah, 57. Yeah.
Or 56 probably. But it was just so obvious that it was like, I've got to double my collection to realistically play this game. And
there's been a lot of complaints about the system itself. So you've actually played it, I never played it, and in fact that was a really interesting part of getting into the hobby, was, you know, when I was going through the One Ring forums, which game is it that I want to play? Is it this strategy battle game version or War? Because War of the Ring sounds cool.
Sounds amazing, yeah.
Sounds cooler. You're like, wow, you get to play these massive battles and it sounds really cool. But then when you looked into it, you know, it looked like there were reasons why actually it was maybe a bit rotten at the core. Yeah. So you give us some more examples of that.
There were lots of loopholes in the game, so it felt like a very rushed project. Mm-hmm. You could wound on ones on the dice with certain combinations. There was no thought into, like, I mean, obviously now you can take your Isildur and Aragorn, but you could take them in the exact same warband back then, and the whole thing just stank basically.
Right.
It just wasn't very well thought out.
Yeah, I've heard that there were a lot of sort of ultra powered out combinations, and of course that then puts off.
There were spells in there that are very fantasy-esque, like you get to move your unit an extra turn, an extra move this turn. And like your Monarch would go flying 40 inches across the board, sit on the opponent's army, take a terror test. If they fail, they run off, and that unit's dead. It just it wasn't a greatly thought out system.
So with that as a background, we probably won't be doing a War of the Ring. One, because it is a dead system, unless of course there is the rumours that maybe the Battle of Five armies that they might try and rekindle.
I don't think so.
No, I've not seen anything that would say
otherwise.
If they did, then I guess we would probably.
We would. If they did it, we would do it just to test it out. But I don't think they will do.
So for those of you that like War of the Ring, this probably isn't going to be a War of the Ring channel, and it's very unlikely that either of us can do it, because one, we don't play the game, two, we don't know loads of people that do play the game, and it is a reasonably dead system that has been known to be broken in lots of ways. So we're sorry, but it is happy strategy battle gaming, of course. So make sure, as always, that you comment, like, share and subscribe.
Support your hobby.
And happy strategy battle gaming.